So what's up, everyone? It is your girl Gel Beauty 87 here, aka Grace, and today we're gonna get into the new Lisa Eldridge eyeshadow palette. So I ended up getting two of them. I forgot when they had launched, but I knew they were supposed to launch, so I got the one in Myth, and of course y'all know I got Sorcery, because you know that palette just screams me. I feel like both the palettes I picked scream me when it comes to the lighting. Now these retail for 60 bucks. They got the little pinholes on the back of them like Natasha Denona, where you just poke it out and you can get the shade. So they sell each shade individually. Let's open her up and see what she looks like. I actually already opened these at work with my friend, so I kind of cheated. But you know, I had to show Kevin the makeup because you know he's my makeup artist friend. So I'm like, he needs to look at the palettes and know what the new tea is on everything. So this is what it looks like. This one I wasn't as excited about as I was when it came to the Sorcerer one, but I was like, she has a purple palette. I need to investigate. Y'all know I'm a blue, green, and purple palette connoisseur. So if it's one of those three colors of a palette that you make, I need to inspect it. So we're gonna do one on each eye. So I'll do Myth on this eye and maybe Sorcerer on this eye or something like that. I don't know yet, but yeah, like I have to investigate when you have these palettes. So next is Sorcerer. This is what I was most excited about. I know my girl Karen Harris already did a video on this one, but I'm like, look here, I need to get it and inspect it for myself. So the packaging on this isn't as weighted as I was hoping it would be for the price that it is, but I mean, look at these shimmers, y'all. Like this one right here is the one that stood out for me, because like when I show it to you all, it looks like it's just clear, but when I turn it this way, it gives like a bluish purple shift. It's absolutely stunning. I'm in love with the color story of this palette. Now the thing is, it seems like these are all shimmers, and it has like this one matte that you're supposed to use, and just use these different shimmers on the lid in the inner corner. So that's my only complaint with this. Like I wish there were like two mattes, because I feel like you don't have a transition shade and you have to go in another palette to get that, but I guess it's not that big of a deal, you know. If we can pay mother $60 for like 4 shades, I guess we can pay at least $60 for 6, because at least you're paying $10 a shade. So it's like buying 6 singles from Lisa Eldridge and calling it a day. But I'm excited to get these on the eyeballs and try it out. But if you're curious what's on my eyeballs right now, believe it or not, I mixed 2 palettes together, so this is a palette mashup situation. I have on the Kaleidos Flower Punk palette, and I mixed it in with Mother's what is it, Divine Rose 2 Artistry palette. So I used the darker shade from the Artistry palette here, and then I used, of course, the what is it, sexual terrestrial shade on the lid, starting in the back, and then toward the front is where I put the shimmers from Kaleidos. And then of course I got this bright green from Kaleidos, and I got the mint underneath my lower lash line from Kaleidos. And I even used the Kaleidos pens that they came out with. Their dual chrome or multi-chrome pens, eyeliner pens, in my waterline from the last collection they came out with. So I thought it'd be cute and fun to do a little mashup. I hadn't played with a Pat McGrath palette in a little while too, so I was like, yes, we need to do it. Now I kind of want to bring that and put it in a what is it, favorite palette combinations or a palette mashup video, just to recreate this look. Y'all can comment down below and let me know if you're interested, because I'll do it, because I'm actually really here for it. And Kevin told me it looked nice. I was like, I was concerned, because I was like, I don't know how I feel about the mint and then the bright green and all that, but I was like, we just gonna go with it, because you know I was feeling extra creative today. So this is what you get when I feel extra creative. I did take a picture, so you'll see it on Instagram before you see this video. I don't think this video is gonna go up until like probably the weekend, maybe like Saturday or night or something like that, because I do actually have to work Black Friday. They gave me Thanksgiving off. I have to work Black Friday and then I get Saturday off, so I'll probably make it Saturday morning and then you'll see it Saturday night. I do have Lisa Eldridge on the lips right now as well, so I have on the shade Velvet Fawn from her lipstick, and then I put the lip gloss in Affair on top. I'm going to try to make sure I have a foundation on when I get to the actual eye portion of this video, but I just got off work. Y'all know, to save time, I get off work and I film my intros. So that's what I did. So that's what's going on. I actually have, I'm trying to remember, what foundation do I have on today? I have on the Lime Comb foundation that came out this year that everybody compares to the new Hourglass one. And then I have on the Lime Comb concealer. I'm still trying out the Dior powder, because I need to do a complexion corner on the few complexion things I bought during the Sephora sale. So the Sephora haul part 2 of me trying on stuff will be coming up this week too. So I'm going to try to make sure that one goes up on Black Friday. I don't know, we'll see. I haven't edited it yet, because I had to film the outro on my phone at home. Anyway, let's finally, you know, be serious about this eye look we're doing now, because we're 4 minutes in and I still ain't going nowhere and done nothing. So I'll be right back. Okay, girl? Okay. Okay, so Here are the comparisons for the Lisa Eldridge Myth palette. I know I told you I didn't have any palettes with me and I wasn't going to be able to, but I ended up having to go home for another video concept, so that's how I ended up being able to grab some palettes compared to this one. So I started with the Pat McGrath, what is this one called? The Midnight Voyage one. So I feel like the color stories in here are somewhat similar. So here's what both of them look like side by side. I can definitely see a main chick, side chick going on this. So that's what they look like side by side. I feel like this would be a good companion palette for that one too, because I feel like this one has more mattes in it and these seem to be more like satin mattes. And y'all know me, I prefer a just simple matte. I'm not into the big satin matte. I think they're being called velvet mattes in this palette, but you know, whatever. Next, I have the ColourPop Secret Life of a Scorpio. If y'all didn't remember, I don't know how I just did a giveaway, but I am a Scorpio. So, of course, y'all know it's going to have this little quad. This seems like it'd be a good companion palette as well, though, because it has the deeper tones in here, and then the lighter ones in here. You can pair it together and make a really nice look. Plus, from what I'm seeing, there's no, like, brow bone or, like, crease shade for this one, and you can take the one out of here and dust over. So, I'm liking that is a companion palette as well. So far I'm finding lots of companion palettes to go with this little bitty palette to further the color story along, and I'm liking it. Y'all almost dropped the palette. I was gonna have to cry, y'all. I was gonna have to cry. Next I have the a Gate. Again, another palette can be paired with it. As you can see, that has the deeper dark purples in here to pair with some of the lighter tones in here, because we only get one deep shade in here. But I really like the shimmers in here as far as like the reflectiveness of this one, and the glitters. It looks like it'll be really cool. I gotta save all those because I have to compare them to the Viseart palettes tonight. Yeah, I end up getting the Viseart palettes, but they were like, I think 20 or 30% off, so I'll do a video on those. So you're getting a whole bunch of new content this week. This video I'm gonna try to get up tonight, but we'll see how it goes. Next I have, what is this, Seductive Rose, the Tom Ford quad, up against this Lisa Eldridge palette. So this is the Myth palette. As you can see, this is much lighter. I feel like this looks kind of like a really lighter version of that Secret Life of Scorpio I just showed you. Now I'm gonna have to investigate, because we have a main chick, side chick situation, honey. That's what I love about doing videos, because sometimes I'll be finding like other stuff in the video, and then I have other stuff for another video, because I got some main chick, side chick stuff sitting over here, but I'm like, I don't, you know. Okay, so they're not exact enough. If anything, I feel like the, what do you call it, the Gata one I just showed y'all is really similar to that Seductive Rose, but that's good, because it's like, now I got another main chick, side chick thing. Only thing is that it doesn't have that little light white shade in it, but you know, you can still do a main chick, side chick. Now, it wouldn't be an underrated versus overrated, because, you know, I do think Tom Ford's overrated, but I don't think ColourPop is underrated, so there would be no purpose. Next, I have Pretty Baby. This is one of my favorites when it comes to Tom Ford. So, here's what it looks like. And I actually think this Tom Ford quad is somewhat worth it. I'd still have to get it like at a discount. I wouldn't pay full price for this, but I feel like this one is really nice, and it has actually really good quality. So that's what Pretty Baby looks like alongside this. And actually this one looks more like Pretty Baby, so put that one to the side, put Pretty Baby with them instead. But yeah, y'all just keep finding dupes in my collection as we go along. But I mean, like, you can only do so much so many times, and then, you know. Next I have Daydream. Another one I actually really like. So Daydream doesn't really look as similar as I thought it would, but I was like, I'll just bring it anyway. So that's Daydream. Daydream to me seems to have more deeper, richer purples, and then it has like the navy going on. But again, it was here, we were here, everyone's here, y'all know the drill. I have the Weirdos palette, believe it or not, from Unearthly Cosmetics, but I felt like it looks like, see what I'm saying? Like, I feel like it looks like this part right here would pair with it nicely. So this one is just more for pairing. I just covered up all the other fun weird shades with the greens and stuff, and I feel like that'll pair nicely with it. So I only have one more palette to show, and it is the Breaking Free palette from what's this, LA Girl. This came out last year, I believe, because the brand commented on my picture I did with the palette and told me that they like my eye look. So here's what it looks like. And again, this would just be a giant version of this palette. So those are all the ones I have to compare to this. I know, right, you thought I had more. I was thinking about doing like I'm trying to think of what I want to name it. I was thinking about doing just all ranking all my palettes for I tried in 2022. But I'm like, I don't know, because last time I did that, it took forever. I used to rank my palettes once a month like Karen does after I tried them, but y'all didn't really seem to be into it, so I kind of just stopped doing it because I was like, look, time management is key, and I don't have time for this, especially if you're not gonna actually be watching it. So I stopped doing it because I was like, people just was like whatever about it. It's just like y'all care about my initial thoughts and keep it moving, so that's what I do. Next I have the Sorcery palette, so let me open it up so you can see what it looks like, and then we'll start comparing it to other stuff. So here's what it looks like on the inside. So I brought photosynthesis, but I don't think it looks exact, but I figured it might have some colors that were similar in it, so that's why I went ahead and brought it. So here's what it looks like against photosynthesis. So I feel like this would be a good companion palette for this because it actually has, like, you know, a green matte in it. And luxury shadow brands usually don't do that. So if anything, I would compare photosynthesis. I would pair photosynthesis with this. Next, I have an Emerald Away from ColourPop. Again, if you compare this with this, if you want more green options to bring out this palette, I just use the matte green in here as opposed to this velvety satin shade we're going to use and see how it goes in these blues right here. So what it looks like side by side. Let me take this back home now. I'm trying to stack everything in the corner. It needs to go back home. Next, I have the Set on Sapphire. Again, another ColourPop 4 pan. I like the ColourPop 4 pans. And again, if you want to bring out more of the blue that's in this palette right here, you can use that, or just pair with some of the greens and golds so you can have additional shades to go with it. If you don't want to use all ColourPop shadows, because obviously you can pair the blue one and the green one from ColourPop together if that's what you prefer to do. I just wanted to show you what's in my collection as far as similarity to these palettes. Next, I have the Petite Force Lapis palette. Now, please remember, I do rearrange my Viseart palettes, so this one has been rearranged. This is what it looks like on the inside, though. I'll show you what it's originally supposed to look like, though, because I do have the little sleeves I kept for them, because since I had changed mine around, I wanted you to know what it actually originally looks like. So that palette originally looks like this. As you can see, it has a whole bunch of those light shades that I'm not feeling, so I just took the light shade out. Yeah, I just took the light shade out, as you can see. Then I have the Peridot. Let's compare that one. So here's Peridot alongside the palette. I didn't change this one around because I didn't have a shade to change it with, if I remember correctly. Because all the shades were just really like light shades like this, and this was the deepest of all the light shades, so I just went ahead and kept it in there. I brought Super Blue from Charlotte Tilbury to show as well. Again, it has a nice deep navy matte in it, and then a light blue. So they look like. Then I have Party Glam. Sorry, y'all, it's early. Party Glam from Makeup by Mario, and this one, I feel like this one will actually be a good companion palette for this as well, because it has that nice silver in it, and then it has kind of yellowish gold, so you can put like the gold on the lid with the blue on the outer V, and then this lighter yellow, and then maybe put like mix the silvers together in the corner or something like that. So I thought this would be a good companion palette, and I want to see how similar shades in here were to that. So far, all the ones I showed, I feel like this has the most shades that are similar to this palette. I feel like Mario's are just a bit more punchier and bright, but might be a main chick, side chick situation. More 5 alternative limited edition palettes, but I think these are permanent on her end. Next, I have Bubble Time from Unique Beauty. I just love the color story of this palette. As you can see, this is more of a companion palette, but since I have in my collection that I'm definitely pairing it with this one, I figured I would show it because I just think this is a stunning color story and she did a great job. that back home. The last one I have to compare it to is the Makeup by Mario Master Metallics. Now, it's only like, I think, one row in here I was trying to compare this to. Like, and I feel like you'll know which one it is. The one on the end and maybe like this green and these two champagne shades. So it's like, to me, this is a bigger version of some of the tones in here, because I feel like some of the tones in here, sorry, the tones in here are scattered throughout this palette. So that's why I wanted to show it. But, okay, those are all the ones I have to compare. And so far, I don't feel like I have anything that's really close to the Myth. Maybe the Pat McGrath one is more similar to the Myth than the than anything else. But I did find two main chick side chicks things, so I'm glad about that. I'm gonna put all these up in a minute. As far as the Tom Fords go, because I don't want them to fall and break. Let me zoom on now since we've done all the comparisons, and let's get into an eye look. So I'm probably gonna do both eyes on camera just to save time, because I'm like, it's only 6 shades. It shouldn't take that long, hopefully. I feel like it'll probably take another 10 minutes to do both eyes, since I don't have that much to work with. But let me go put these palettes up, because I'm scared of them falling off this seat that I sit on, and y'all know Tom Ford is expensive. Plus, I need to get an idea of what I'm actually going to put on my eyes, and I'll be right back. I do have on Lisa Eldridge's foundation, and then I have the face palette on from Lethal Cosmetics, the custom ones they have for skin tone. So I use the blush, bronzer, and highlighter in that. And Lisa Eldridge lipstick I have on is Velvet Fawn, and then lip gloss is in, I'm pretty sure, a Fair. Anyway, I'll be right back. Okay, y'all, so I think we'll start off with the Myth palette here. I have no idea what I'm going to do. I'm just kind of gonna, you know, wing it if you will. They have names on the back of them, but I'm like, I don't know how her names are correlated on the palette. I don't know if it's like left to right or like what exactly is going on when it comes to it. So I'm gonna just point to a color and, like, you know, do that. Sorry, y'all. It's like a scab in my ear. It's irritating the crap out of me. That's why you see me like in my ear right now. Okay, that's better. So I guess we'll start with the darkest shade. This one right here. Since you never made eyeshadow before, I don't know how the form is gonna be. The brush handle, the brush just came off the handles. That's what that. They're screwed back on pretty nicely, so that's good. So I think the Velvet is supposed to be like her matte shade, if you will, but this is really soft and pigmented, so honey. Okay, so they're like buildable shadows. I can see that now. It's going pretty nicely and easily. It seems like you're gonna have to like pat it on to like build up the color and then blend out, because otherwise it's not going to be giving what somebody like me wants it to get. So it's like the classic luxury lightly pigmented shadows. It's not like Natasha and Mother, to where like it's gonna really give like you want it to. It's just kind of man on the coloring, because it's like y'all saw how dark that looked in the pan, but how dark it looks on my eye is just I don't feel like it's giving enough depth. But maybe it's just me, or maybe I just want black to be deeper, because you know I'm into really deep black, and when I'm using black I want a really deep intense look, and this is just giving like a soft effect of black. But you know, I guess that'll do. You know, I kind of don't have a choice, so I don't know why I'm saying I guess. It's just gotta be it. That's it. I want to go into the lightest purple shade. I'm going to try to put this on the brow bone and maybe in the crease and see how that works. So let's do that next. Plus I feel like we get a nice dust over the top of the other shade to kind of airbrush it out. it's feeling kind of like the Natasha Denona look. But I just had to read that, and I'm glad I did, because now I want to know what microplastic is. What is that? Anyway, let's go into this purple now. So I'm going to drag the purple. Okay, and we're going to pat it. Because I'm feeling like if you don't pat these, it's not going to be giving what it should be giving. Because it's not going to have enough colorful pigmentation to get the job. I don't know. I'm having mixed feelings about these already. And I only got one on the eye. So, we're about to see how this about to go. I mean, they blend out nicely and look nice on that. It's just, I don't know. I'm feeling like right now, for price of this, I, rather bought a Natasha Denona one, because at least I get more shades. Because these are 68, and it's like, one more dollar, Natasha would give me like, I think like 15 shades or something. So it's like, is this really worth it? That's what we're trying to get to the bottom of. Now we're gonna go into a shimmery shade. So, obviously I only have 2 more shades left. If I didn't have to film other eye looks, I would put this on the lower lash line, and then we could use all 6. But we're only gonna use 5. So we're gonna use this on the lid right here. We're gonna use this toward the front of the eye, and then we get into the Sorcerer palette, which is what I was most excited about. And originally was the only one I was gonna buy, but I was like, let's see how she does with purple. So, because if there's purple in here, I need to investigate and try it out. I'm trying to find a brush to put shimmer on the lid with. I moved all my brushes around when I was cleaning this off, and now I gotta like reevaluate where they are, so that's why it took a minute. Sorry. Okay, so we're just gonna take this brush and see how the shimmers work. These seem like they're gonna be those like soft type shimmers that I have very little reflectiveness to them. That's just the vibe it's giving. Yeah, see, it's like that soft Tom Ford-esque type shimmer. That's like they call it when it like hardly gives you any shimmer or sparkle or pigmentation. It just kind of like, exists. So let me add some of the purple back, because since I pulled the shimmer kind of far back, now you can't see the purple. And I definitely want the purple to be seen, because, it's one of the fun colors in the palette. So I feel like it needs to be accented on the eye. Okay, so we're almost done with the eye look. And now, let's put an inner corner shade in, and then we will be done, y'all. So, just take this pencil. I'm low on brushes, y'all, but I didn't like wash them like I was supposed to, so pay me no mind while I'm over here struggling. I mean, with the ones I use all the time. Like, I have backups, obviously, for times such as this, but like, since I'm not familiar with my backups that well, because I usually use my other one, I'm just kind of over here on the struggle bus a little bit, so it's taking me a little longer than usual. My bad. Okay, so this is the finished eye look. I'm not that impressed with it on first use of this palette, so yeah, that's my thoughts on the men's palette. I'm not really impressed with it. It's a luxury brand as far as I'm concerned. Your lipstick price is that high, so it's like, I feel like I should have expected it to just give you like a soft wash of color, and not give like a whole lot of impactful color. And we know I like impactful color, so I'm kind of just like, especially since, purples are my thing, and I feel like I have so many other purple palettes that would give such a better pop and wow and pizzazz, and this is just like a really muted, boring purple. And then I feel like it looks a little muddy, because that tone that I put at the top, I feel like oxidized, and the black wasn't really that black, so it didn't really give us that dark of outer V. Then the purple is a nice light tone, and then the shimmer on the lid isn't giving much either, so it's like, I feel like it's not giving anything special where I'm just like, yes, I can justify $68 for this one. For this one, I'm not feeling it. Like, become something better if you want me to pay you $68 for eyeshadow, because this ain't it. But again, we know that's why I don't review that many luxury eyeshadows besides Natasha and Mother and occasionally Charlotte. But I feel like Charlotte's more on this end a long time forward, and that's why you don't really see me review or talk about them, because it's like, you're not giving the impactful color that I need. You're giving a soft wash of something and thinking I should pay you $1 million for it, and that ain't it. Anyway, let me go put some eyeshadow primer on, and then we'll get to the Sorcerer palette. Hopefully I'll like it better. But right now, I'm not feeling this microplastic situation. Okay, y'all, so I primed my lid, and we're going to try the Sorcerer palette now. The one that everybody was excited about, that sold out the fastest. In both countries, mind you, because I went to her UK website and looked, and I had forgot to change the US, and it had already sold out there. But luckily, I got it before it sold out in the US, so... Because when I went on there now, when I read the description for you all, this was the only one that was sold out. But I'm not surprised, because it's like, these grungy colors are just stunning, and I'm not surprised it sold out. So we're going to start off with the darkest green, of course. Y'all know I'm going to have to use this one. I'm probably going to use this one on the lid. Or I'll start with like the green on the back, and then I'll do the blue in the front. And then I'll put this sparkly shade in the inner corner and probably wrap it a little bit on this blue shade. So we're not going to, as usual, we're going to have one shade. Sorry, a couple of shades we don't use this time, because I'm not going to use this one, and I'm not going to use this one. So we're going to use 4 out of this one instead of 5 like we did with the other one. But it's just based upon the way the color stories are set up. So obviously this color story isn't set up for me to have a brow bone shade, so I can't, you know, use an extra shade like I did in the last palette. So now we have learned you need to pat it on to get an impactful amount of color, and then you can blend it out afterwards. Or it might be like Angie says, it's one of those you have to just blend the edges and you can't like blend it out at all, because I feel like when I blended it out, like the color just disappeared and I wasn't feeling that too much. So I feel like the green is doing better than the black did, like as far as keeping the color, because I feel like the black just like faded, as you can see. Like I don't feel like it looks black at all. But I might have just put too much purple on top of it, who knows. Even though I don't feel like that's it, but anyway. I'm just bringing the green as far as I feel like, which I usually try to bring it to the brow bone and then like stop. So that's what we're working with. I'm so far liking the Sorcerer palette a whole lot more than the purple one, which is called Myth. I don't have any colors to blend into the crease, so I guess we'll just start with the shimmer shades, because I don't have too much anything else to use. Remember, the rest of these are shimmery shades. They're not like the velvet or whatever that they would call them, so that way I could have a transition shade and all that. So that's another thing I don't necessarily like about these. It's like lots of shimmer, but it's like I have no transition. So what am I supposed to use to transition into the next shade? That's why I didn't want to use my white base the way I normally do, because it's like with that one, obviously I would need something to transition with, and there's nothing in here to do so. So anyway, let's start off with this foresty cream shimmery shade. I'm just going to start that right here. Okay, yeah, I'm definitely liking this one a whole lot better. Because look at this shimmer on this green. Okay, she's reviving herself. Because at first I was like, look here, Mrs. Eldridge. Like, if this is what we're giving, I don't want it. Take it back. So I should have followed my first mind and just bought the Sorcerer palette, because this was the main one I was looking at like everybody else. But I wanted to give y'all 2 looks and give y'all more than one option. So for the girls who like more soft colors, you should probably like this Myth palette. But for people like me who like high impact stuff, I guess she's like, I'm not about to be outdone by Natasha, Pat, and Charlotte. So she was like, she need to come with something else. And I was like, you right, you do now. Because what I was getting at first, I was like, Yeah, no. So now we're gonna take the blue in the front, and it's looking kind of soft. So I'm probably gonna have to put that sparkly shade on top in addition to in the inner corner to give me the impact I'm looking for. Because this seems like it's more of a satiny shade, and the other one is so glittery and sparkly and fun. So it's just like, I can tell I'm not gonna be liking this after having put on this green and then putting this in the front. So I probably should have put them in reverse. So I had the satin on the back and then the sparkly green toward the front. But you know, it's kind of late now. You see what I'm saying? Like that green is just giving, and the blue is like, oh, I'm here. It's like, yeah, but no one cares. You're satin and you're... So I'm definitely gonna put that other shade on top in order to get this look going. Take the clean brush and I did on the mid side and just dust all around this. Now we're gonna go into the shade I told you about, that fun, glitteriest topper-like shade. I'll pop that in the inner corner real quick. Yes, look at that. Yes. Okay, this is what I was hoping for, because I was like, is she gonna give us like mother type sparkle, or is she gonna give us like, what is she gonna give us? And I'm just rubbing this on top of the blue because the blue was kind of like not getting what it needed to give on its own, and she needed some help. So you know, I called in the reinforcements and got her some help. Even though J. Cole told me not to save her because she didn't want to be safe. No one's listening to him. Yeah, okay. Oh, okay, Lisa, okay. She redeemed herself with this one, because at first I was like, Lisa, girl, this is all you got to offer. Take it back. Take it back, take it back, take it back. And you can back up now. So, okay, so the Sourcing one, I definitely think is worth checking out when it comes back in stock, because the singles are, I think, $16 a piece. So 16 times 6, I don't know if that, let me see, is that about the same price as the palette? Because if it's about the same price as the palette, maybe you could just go ahead and do that, but I don't think it is. No, it's more than the palette. It would be $96. The palette's only $68. So wait till it gets back in stock if you're interested in trying this. This is the one I definitely recommend, the Source one. As y'all can see, the purple isn't really giving anything to me, and I still feel like I would have to. These are companion palettes to me, because it's like they don't have enough shades to make a full look, in my personal opinion. But if I had to recommend one, 100% get the Sorcerer, girl. Get the Sorcerer one. That's the one you need to get. You see this gorgeous inner corner here alone, and then the sparkle that went on top of that blue that's giving, all it's giving. This green is really nice, and the green in this palette worked way better. So if I had to pick one, of course I picked the Sorcerer one. I'm not a fan of the Myth one, but you know, those are just my thoughts. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. Remember, you all are diamonds. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Be blessed, girl. Bye.